The air in Iceland feels different, it feels ancient. It carries the scent of damp earth, sharp sea salt, and something else, something wild and untamed. This is a land born of elemental forces, a dramatic canvas painted by volcanoes and glaciers. You arrive expecting breathtaking scenery and you are not disappointed. Waterfalls like majestic silver curtains cascade down sheer cliffs of black basalt rock. Geysers erupt with a mighty roar, sending columns of steaming water straight up into the sky. And then there are the glaciers, vast rivers of ice, so immense and so old they seem to breathe with a life of their own. It is a place that feels both primordial and profoundly alive. But to only see the landscapes is to miss the true heart of this incredible island. The real story of Iceland is written in the lives of its people. They are the ones who have carved out an existence in this often unforgiving environment. They have learned to live with the rumblings of the earth beneath their feet and the fierce winds that sweep in from the North Atlantic. Their character has been shaped by the very ice and fire that created their home. They possess a quiet resilience, a deep-seated strength that is as much a part of the landscape as the moss-covered lava fields or the shimmering northern lights that dance across the winter sky. When you look closer, you begin to see how this dramatic setting influences everything. It is a place where nature is not just a backdrop, it is an active participant in daily life. The people here have a unique relationship with their surroundings, a bond built on respect and a healthy dose of caution. They know the weather can turn in an instant. They know the ground can shake without warning. This constant awareness creates a special kind of person, thoughtful, practical, and deeply connected to the world around them. It is this human element, this incredible spirit, that truly defines the Icelandic experience and makes it utterly unforgettable. As you travel through this land of stark contrasts, you start to understand that the beauty is more than just skin deep. It is not just in the thundering waterfalls or the ethereal glow of a glacial lagoon. The true beauty lies in the harmony between the people and their environment. It is in the way they have built a modern, progressive society while holding on to ancient traditions. It is in their creativity, their community spirit, and their unwavering belief in equality. This is the Iceland I came to discover, a nation not just of stunning natural wonders but of truly remarkable people who are as captivating as the land they call home. Reykjavík is not like other capital cities. It lacks the frantic, overwhelming energy you might find elsewhere. Instead, it has a gentle, creative pulse that beats with a rhythm all its own. The city feels more like a collection of friendly villages that have grown together over time. Colorful houses with corrugated iron roofs line quiet streets, each one seeming to have its own personality. You can happily spend an afternoon just wandering, discovering quirky little shops, independent art galleries, and cozy cafes that invite you to come inside and escape the brisk Icelandic air for a while. It is a city built on a human scale, a place where you can breathe. The daily life here is wonderfully unpretentious. People gather in geothermally heated swimming pools all year round, chatting and soaking in the warm water, no matter the weather. This is where you will find the true heart of the community. It is a social ritual, a place for gossip, business deals, and quiet contemplation. In the city center, the streets are filled with people who value creativity and self-expression. You see it in their fashion, which is both practical and stylish, and in the vibrant street art that adorns many of the city's walls. There is a palpable sense of freedom here, a feeling that you can be whoever you want to be. The heart of the city beats strongest in its creative community. Music seems to pour from every corner with an incredible number of bands and musicians for such a small population. On any given night, you can find live music in a cozy pub or a dedicated venue, showcasing everything from ethereal folk to heavy metal. Icelanders are also voracious readers, and the city is a designated UNESCO City of Literature. Bookshops are cherished spaces, and the tradition of Jólabókaflóðið, the Christmas book flood, sees everyone receiving books on Christmas Eve and spending the night reading. This love for stories is woven into the fabric of Reykjavík's soul. What I find most charming about Reykjavík is its blend of urban sophistication and small-town warmth. You can enjoy a world-class meal in a gourmet restaurant, and then, just a few minutes later, find yourself looking out over the ocean, with snow-capped mountains in the distance. The people are friendly, but not intrusive, possessing a quiet confidence that is very Icelandic. They are proud of their city and its unique culture, yet they are welcoming to visitors who come with an open mind. Reykjavík teaches you that a capital city does not need to be loud to be vibrant. Its strength lies in its creativity, its community, and its connection to the wild nature that is always just a stone's throw away. To truly understand Iceland, you must leave the city behind and travel along its winding coastline. Here, tucked into sheltered fjords and perched on rugged peninsulas, you will find the small fishing villages that are the bedrock of the nation's identity. These are places where life is dictated by the tides and the changing seasons. The brightly painted houses huddle together against the wind, their lights a welcoming beacon against the dramatic backdrop of dark mountains and a restless sea. Life here is simpler, quieter, and deeply connected to the powerful forces of nature that surround it. The very air smells of salt and honest work. In these villages, the rhythm of life revolves around the harbor. Before dawn, the fishing boats head out into the cold, dark waters of the North Atlantic, their crews continuing a tradition that has sustained Icelanders for centuries. The return of the fleet is a daily event, a moment of quiet anticipation for the entire community. Watching the fishermen unload their catch, their faces weathered by the sun and sea, you feel a profound sense of respect for their resilience and hard work. This connection to the sea is not just an industry, it is a way of life, a cultural inheritance passed down through generations. The sense of community in these small towns is incredibly strong. Everyone knows everyone, and people look out for one another. In a place where you can be cut off by a snowstorm for days, this interdependence is not just a nice idea, it is a necessity for survival. Neighbors share resources, celebrate together, and support each other through difficult times. There is a quiet strength in this collective spirit, a shared understanding that they are all in it together, facing the challenges and beauty of this remote existence as one. It is a powerful reminder of the importance of human connection in an often isolating world. These villages are also keepers of Iceland's history and folklore. Here, stories of elves, hidden people, and ancient sea monsters feel a little more real. The dramatic landscapes seem to whisper old tales as the wind howls around the houses. The local museums, often small and lovingly curated, tell the stories of the brave men and women who settled this harsh land. Visiting these places, you feel like you are stepping back in time, gaining a deeper appreciation for the immense courage and tenacity it took to build a life at the edge of the world. It is in these quiet corners of Iceland that the nation's soul truly resides. One of the most striking things about Iceland is the incredible strength and independence of its women. They are often described as the nation's backbone, and it is a description they have earned throughout history. From the very beginning, when their Viking ancestors settled this land, women played a crucial role. While the men were often away at sea or on long voyages, it was the women who managed the farms, raised the children, and ran the households. They were not passive figures waiting at home, they were powerful matriarchs, resourceful and resilient, who held society together. This legacy of strength and self-reliance is still very much alive today. You see this strength everywhere you look. Icelandic women exude a quiet confidence and a sense of equality that is deeply ingrained in the culture. They are raised to believe they can do anything, and they do. They are political leaders, business executives, artists, scientists, and fishermen. There is no sense of a glass ceiling here. It feels as though it was shattered long ago. This was, after all, the first country in the world to democratically elect a female president, Vigdis Finnbogadóttir, in 1980. Her election was a landmark moment that inspired generations of women and solidified Iceland's position as a world leader in gender equality. This commitment to equality is not just a political slogan, it is a lived reality. On October 24, 1975, an event known as the Women's Day Off took place. A staggering 90% of Icelandic women went on strike, refusing to work, cook, or look after children for a day to demonstrate their vital importance to the economy and society. The country ground to a halt. This powerful act of solidarity paved the way for significant legal and social changes, including the world's first gender equality laws. It is a story that every Icelandic woman knows, a proud chapter in their history that continues to inspire their fight for fairness and respect. Today, this spirit of freedom is palpable. Icelandic women move through the world with a sense of security and autonomy that is truly wonderful to witness. They are fiercely independent, yet also deeply committed to their communities and families. They are encouraged to be strong, to speak their minds, and to pursue their dreams without limitation. This environment has fostered a culture where women are not just equal partners in society, but are often the driving force behind its progress and innovation. They are the modern-day shield maidens, not with swords and armor, but with intellect, creativity, and an unbreakable spirit. The beauty of Icelandic women is as captivating and unique as the landscape they inhabit. It's not a conventional one-dimensional beauty, but something more interesting, more real. You know, it's a beauty that seems to be forged by the elements, the crisp, clean air, the pure glacial water, and the wild, untamed nature of their island home. You can see it in their clear skin, often rosy from the wind, and in their eyes, which come in a startling array of blues, greens, and grays that seem to reflect the colors of the sea and sky. There is a healthy, natural glow about them that comes from a life lived in close connection with the outdoors. Their approach to beauty is refreshingly down-to-earth and practical. Style here isn't about conforming to fleeting international trends. It's about quality, comfort, and self-expression. A beautifully crafted woolen sweater, is far more valued than a designer handbag. These iconic sweaters, with their distinctive patterns around the yoke, are a symbol of Icelandic identity and a practical necessity in the cool climate. Women wear them with a natural elegance, whether they're hiking a glacier or meeting friends for coffee in Reykjavík. Their style is an extension of their personality, authentic, confident, and unapologetically Icelandic. There's also a cultural freedom surrounding beauty that is wonderfully liberating. Icelandic women seem less preoccupied with the impossible standards often promoted by global media. They embrace a more holistic view of well-being, where strength, health, and happiness are the ultimate goals. Soaking in a geothermal spa, surrounded by lava fields, is a common beauty ritual. These natural hot springs, rich in silica and other minerals, are wonderful for the skin and soul. It's a beauty routine that's about feeling good, not just looking good. A philosophy that connects inner wellness with outer radiance. Ultimately, what makes Icelandic women so beautiful is their inner strength and spirit. It's the confidence in their posture, the intelligence in their gaze, and the warmth in their smile. They carry the legacy of their strong foremothers with a modern grace. They're comfortable in their own skin, proud of their heritage, and unafraid to be themselves. This authenticity is incredibly attractive. It's a beauty that doesn't fade, but deepens with time, much like the ancient, weathered landscapes of their remarkable island. Their beauty is a true reflection of Iceland itself, raw, powerful, and utterly captivating. Iceland is a fascinating paradox, a place where ancient traditions and fiercely progressive values coexist in perfect harmony. This is a country that still believes in the possibility of huldufolk or hidden people, so much so that road construction is sometimes rerouted to avoid disturbing their supposed homes in rocks and hills. At the same time, it is one of the most technologically advanced and socially liberal nations on Earth. This unique blend is not a contradiction. It is the very essence of modern Icelandic identity. The people have a deep respect for their past, for the sagas and folklore that have shaped their worldview for centuries. This respect for tradition is beautifully illustrated in their language. The Icelandic language has changed remarkably little since the time of the Vikings. This means that modern Icelanders can read the ancient sagas, epic tales of heroes, feuds, and explorations in their original form. This direct link to their history gives them a powerful sense of continuity and identity. They are fiercely protective of their language, creating new Icelandic words for modern concepts like computer tölva, rather than simply borrowing from English. It is a testament to their desire to keep their unique cultural heritage alive and well in a globalized world. Yet, alongside this deep-seated tradition, you find a society that is constantly pushing forward. Iceland consistently ranks at the top of global indexes for gender equality, peace, and LGBTQ+ rights. The Reykjavík Pride Parade is a massive national celebration attended by a significant portion of the population, including the nation's leaders. There is a fundamental belief in fairness and individual freedom that permeates every aspect of society. This progressive mindset is not seen as a break from the past, but as an evolution of the Icelandic spirit of independence and resilience. They are building a better future on the strong foundations of their history. This beautiful balancing act is visible in daily life. A farmer might use a GPS-guided tractor to work his fields while also telling his children stories about the trolls who live in the nearby mountains. A young tech entrepreneur in Reykjavík might spend her weekend knitting a traditional lopapeysa. Icelanders have mastered the art of looking forward without losing sight of where they came from. They understand that their old ways give them roots, while their modern values give them wings. It is this dynamic interplay between the ancient and the new that makes Icelandic culture so rich, so resilient, and so endlessly fascinating. In Iceland, you are never far from the raw, untamed power of nature. It is a constant presence, a force that shapes not just the physical landscape, but the very rhythm of daily life and the national psyche. The long, dark winters, illuminated by the ethereal dance of the northern lights, are a time for introspection, creativity, and community. The endless daylight of the summer, when the sun barely dips below the horizon, is a period of explosive energy and celebration. Icelanders live by these natural cycles, their moods and activities intrinsically linked to the changing light and weather. This connection fosters a deep respect for the environment. This relationship with nature is built on a foundation of both love and caution. Icelanders adore the outdoors. On a sunny day, the hiking trails will be filled with families, and people will flock to the coasts and countryside. They have a profound appreciation for the stunning beauty of their homeland. However, they also know that this beauty has a dangerous edge. They are taught from a young age to respect the weather, to understand the risks of crossing a glacier, and to be aware of the ever-present possibility of a volcanic eruption. This is not a culture of fear, but one of healthy respect and preparedness. This intimate bond with the land has cultivated a strong sense of environmental responsibility. Iceland is a pioneer in renewable energy, with nearly all of its electricity and heating coming from geothermal and hydroelectric power. There is a widespread understanding that their unique natural heritage is a precious resource that must be protected for future generations. This is not just a government policy, it is a deeply held personal value. Icelanders are proud of their clean air and pure water, and they are committed to preserving the fragile ecosystems that make their country so special. Living in such a dramatic environment also seems to nurture creativity. When you are surrounded by such epic landscapes, the vast emptiness of the highlands, the jagged peaks of the mountains, the immense power of the waterfalls, it is hard not to feel inspired. This connection to nature is a constant theme in Icelandic music, literature, and art. Artists draw inspiration from the colors, textures, and moods of the land, creating works that are often haunting, beautiful, and deeply evocative of their homeland. In Iceland, nature is not just a setting, it is the muse. Every corner of Iceland seems to have a story to tell. These are not just anecdotes, they are threads that weave together the nation's past and present, its folklore and its reality. One such story is that of the Jólabókaflóðið, the Christmas book flood. It began during World War II when currency restrictions limited imports, but paper was still affordable. Books became the go-to Christmas gift, and a beautiful tradition was born. On Christmas Eve, families exchange books and spend the rest of the evening reading. It is a wonderfully simple, cozy tradition that perfectly captures the Icelandic love for literature and quiet family moments. It is a story of how resilience and creativity can create something beautiful out of hardship. Then there are the stories that blur the line between the real and the magical. In many parts of the country, you will hear tales of the Huldufolk, or hidden people. These are elves who are said to live in a parallel world, inhabiting specific rocks and hills. Many Icelanders, even today, will not dismiss their existence outright. They will speak of them with a mixture of belief, respect, and playful ambiguity. Construction projects have been famously altered to avoid disturbing elfin rocks. This is not just a charming quirk, it speaks to a deep cultural respect for nature and the unseen forces that may inhabit it. A willingness to believe there is more to the world than what we can see. The resilience of the Icelandic people is captured in countless local histories. Consider the people of the Westman Islands. In 1973, the volcano Eldfell erupted in the middle of the night, right on the edge of the main town. The entire population of 5,000 people was evacuated in a matter of hours, with local fishing boats coming to the rescue. In a heroic effort, they then spent months pumping seawater onto the advancing lava flow to cool it down and divert it from closing off their vital harbor. They succeeded. This story is a powerful testament to the Icelandic spirit, calm in a crisis, incredibly resourceful, and bound by an unbreakable sense of community. Another wonderful example of Icelandic character is their attitude towards failure. In a small country where everyone knows everyone, there is a refreshing acceptance that it is okay to try something and not succeed. There is no great shame in starting a band that breaks up, or a business that closes. It is seen as a valuable learning experience. This cultural safety net encourages creativity and entrepreneurship, fostering an environment where people are not afraid to take risks. It is a philosophy that says the journey is just as important as the destination, a story of a society that values courage and effort above all else. A journey through Iceland leaves an impression that stays with you long after you have returned home. It is more than just the memory of its staggering landscapes, the glaciers, the volcanoes, the waterfalls. What truly lingers is the feeling of the place, the spirit of its people. You leave with a sense of having visited somewhere authentic, a nation that knows exactly who it is. Iceland does not try to be anything other than itself, and in that, it is utterly and completely captivating. It is a place that reminds you of the profound beauty that can be found in simplicity, resilience, and a deep connection to the natural world. The people of Iceland are the heart of this enduring impression. Their quiet strength, their creative souls, and their unwavering commitment to equality are truly inspiring. You meet women who are leaders, artists, and mothers who carry the legacy of their Viking foremothers with a modern, effortless grace. You see communities that are bound together by a shared history and a mutual reliance, where looking out for your neighbor is second nature. There is a warmth and an honesty to the people that makes you feel welcome, not as a tourist, but as a guest who is invited to share in their unique way of life. You also take with you a renewed appreciation for the power of nature. In our busy modern lives, it is easy to forget that we are part of a much larger ecosystem. Iceland brings that reality front and center. It teaches you to watch the sky, to feel the wind, and to listen to the silence. It is a humbling experience that puts things into perspective. It reminds you that there is a wild, untamed beauty in the world that is worth protecting. This deep respect for the environment, so ingrained in the Icelandic people, is a powerful lesson to carry home. Ultimately, Iceland changes you. It encourages you to be a little braver, a little more creative, and a little more connected to the world around you. It shows you what a society can achieve when it values equality, community, and its own unique heritage. The land of ice and fire is not just a destination to be ticked off a list, it is an experience that seeps into your soul. The enduring Icelandic spirit, forged in fire, shaped by ice, and defined by its remarkable people, is a beacon of strength and authenticity in our complex modern world, and it will call you back again and again.